1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So guys, we got one big test ng.xml which will run all the tests parallelly. However, there's a big problem that we will see, because every run file will have one corresponding report. So we will run up in a problem where we got multiple reports, which is not a good thing. We want everything to be in one report so that we can happily send one report to our stakeholders. So that is the reason why you can see a small thing called Cucumber report. What we can do, we can actually say that we don't want multiple reports. We can use this listener tag in Cucumber in the test ng, which will give one report for all. All test reports will go into one report. Okay, that is also possible using testng.xml file. Okay, so now
So those syntaxes we have to create ourselves, or any?
so for that we have a very good point. So for that we got you can see that. Can you see the reports here? This is Allure reports. So we got the Allure reports. The Allure reports is nothing but, so right now this report will be consumed by, this will take and will send it to Jenkins, and in Jenkins you can see the reports. Okay, locally also we can do it, but I don't want to do it right now. So I will show you how the reports will look like. So what reports you are using in your company? Allure reports. Okay. So that is very important this is how it look like. Okay. So the Allure Cucumber reports. Oh, you want Cucumber reports, right? Just 1 second. Yeah, this one is me.
Remember Allure actions.
Okay, this is how it would look like. Okay, so this is how you look, your features. You can expand, you can delete it, then it will look like this. You will get this kind of reports. But all the reports into one big folder, into one file. Okay. So now coming to the next thing. That is about your test ng. So that's the reason why we are using test ng. You are all happy with that, right?
Yes.
Now next point is you need to understand where are your hooks. Okay, so all these things. So I'll explain this very briefly. So what happens is we are discussing about browser factory, isn't it?
Yes.
So where is our browser factory? So whenever you see any new project, the first thing that you need to know is where it is starting, where it is going, where it is ending. So you need to know the logical diagram, how the execution goes. Okay, so you definitely know that because you are using Cucumber and all these things. So the flow is, I will tell you what flow you know. I will tell you what flow you don't know also. Okay, because this particular framework that we are using in our company is not only that it will just do Cucumber page object model execution, but it will do lot of things like browser factory, utilities, a lot of things it will go and come. Okay, so you need to know all those things as a part of your framework. Okay. Now you know that what happens, right? The test will come to runner. So you will come to runner. Runner will go to feature files. Feature file will go to step definitions. Step definition will go to page object model, right? Likewise, it will come back. It will come back, and then it will generate a report, right? This is what will happen. Runner will go to feature files. Feature file will go to step definition. Step definition will go to page object model. Will it go somewhere else? No, right? Page object model, all the locators will be in the top. Actions in the down. So the actions will call locators for their locating purpose and do whatever it is, all the process, come back to you. Here you will have assertions also, right? You have assertions, your assertion will be done, then you will get a report. That is the thing that you know till now. Yes or no?
Yes.
Where are hooks coming into picture here? We need to have hooks also, right? What is hooks? before and after. There are few steps which are running before and after every step.
Yes.
Is every step or every feature?
Other feature.
Every feature. Okay. Do you have any hooks for every step? Do you know? Do you have any hooks for every step?
Yes.
Yes, there is something called, that is what you have to learn. Okay.
Yes.
There is something called before step. There is something called before. Okay. So before and before step are also there in Cucumber. Okay. Till now you use this. You have never explored this. People will ask a question. Do you know how to do it? So interview point of view, it is not that you will, whatever you know, they will ask. They may ask something you don't know. So you need to have you need to know that. So there is an annotation called before step. Okay. Similarly, there is an annotation called after step, right?
Yes.
Before step or after step, we have two steps. So what this will do? Example we got given when, then, and we got before. So before will be called here. Okay. Then you have before step, then the actual step. Then we have after step. Again before given also there will be before step. After step, like this. Again before step. The actually step, then after step, like this. But however, at the final we will have after also. This is the sequence. Okay, yeah. So that is where the sequence goes. You understood, right?
Yeah.
For every scenario, before will be starting of scenario, ending of the scenario. However, if you got before step and after step, they will execute every time this is step. Before step, step after step. Before step, step after step. Before step, step after step. For every step. So we got that also. That is also provided by Cucumber. Okay. Now, in this in your project, are you using hooks or not? Are you using or not?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Why are you using hooks in your company? No. Login also we got feature files. Okay. I don't know whether login. No, login is not in there. So what in my company what we are doing is for opening the browser and closing the browser and taking the screenshots we are using hooks. Okay. To open browser, close browser and take a screenshot. Shots we are using hooks. Okay, open browser, close browser, take screenshot, we are using hooks. Okay, so what kind of hooks for this? Because for every scenario we are opening the browser and closing the browser, right? So we are doing it. However, in our case we are doing for every scenario doing it. So what we will do is in @ before we will keep open browser. Okay. In @ after we will keep close browser. Okay. And in after also we will put take screenshot. Short. For failures or passes, for all failures. Okay. So what after will do? After will close the browser, take a screenshot and it will save in the report. Okay. That's what happens. Do you want to see that?
Yes.
Okay, see this. Okay, this is what happening. Standalone server. Okay, so you can see that. So how this method is called? Okay, now see. This initialize web is very important. Okay, so what it is doing? Example, if it is a Chrome, will this be executed? Yes or no? If it's a Chrome, no, it is sorry. It's a experiment. Okay, sorry. If it is not Chrome. Yes. Okay. Yes, if it is Chrome browser, will it be opened? This is what will happen. Okay, because in your feature file we will do it. Okay, so think that this method is called. So what it is doing now, tell me? This is a hook. Means this is ideally what is the purpose of the hook now?
Open the browser.
To
Open the browser.
to open the browser. So it will open the browser. So you can see that it is giving the browser name as Chrome, and it is asking, it is calling a method called setup driver. Can you see that, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So now see what happens. If I go to that method, what is that doing? The first line, standalone setup. Okay. So it is calling a method and getting that driver back. So go to that. So that is what happening. So that method, you understand, right? So browser type is Chrome there. It is taking the Chrome and switch case. You know switch case command in Java.
Yes.
You know switch case, right?
Yes.
It's taking
Option.
Chrome. If it is Chrome case,
Sir, relevant case only execute.
then it will go to this method. What this method is doing, it is creating a new instance of a Chrome browser. Okay. So it is creating some instance of a Chrome browser class. Okay. So you know we discussed about browser factory. So this is what happening. So it is going into the class called Chrome browser. So class dot new instance is nothing but this is almost equal to new keyword. Don't get confused. That and this are same. Okay. There is using reflections there. It's not. We don't need. Okay. So okay. That is both the same. So it's creating a new object called Chrome browser. So either Chrome browser we defined or is it from Selenium? The Chrome browser is a class there, right?
Yes.
Did we create it or did it come from Selenium?
Selenium only enough.
Think last week I asked a question. What are the classes and objects of Selenium? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Not can you repeat that answer for me? What are the classes of Selenium? Chrome driver,
Firefox driver.
Firefox driver,
Driver.
select driver, web driver, and actions, drag and drop. All these things are there, right? You need to have everything in your mind. Okay. So that is what.
Selenium only create.
So Chrome driver is your class which is coming from Selenium.
Yes.
But is there something like Chrome browser in Selenium? It is there or not? No, it is not there.
Not there.
See, Chrome driver is there. See, you need to buy hard. Come on, guys. You need to know your Selenium APIs. If somebody said some new thing, is there or not? You should not confuse. It be clear. Hardly 10 to 15 commands. You can't remember. Okay, you have to do a lot of hard work. Okay. Anyway, so this is a kind of browser factory method which was created for the Chrome browser. Okay, I know it is a bit complicated, but I need to embrace this. Okay. So what these guys did a beautiful, method, which right now what we are doing. As I said, this browser factory explained, right? What browser factory will do? Read for me. What is the action of browser factory?
Browser factory will have multiple methods. One
Yes.
for every combinations, example Windows and Internet.
Yes.
This class will return the browser object.
Okay.
If there is
Okay. So what is this method doing here? Get to Chrome driver. What is it returning?
object,
What is this return value?
web driver.
So this is what I am telling. It will have a method which will take browser name and your URL. If it is local, then it will give a normal driver. If it is a grid,
Will Remote was
Remote driver.
This is where that link and this link, this is where it is coming into picture. Cross browser testing, remote web driver.
Yes, remote web.
Where it is coming into picture, what is the reality? This is what the really, this is where the remote web driver is coming into picture. Understand the difference, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is URL, hub URL means if it is
Great.
grid,
Great is the
then use this.
Yeah.
If it is, do you have any URL here?
No.
That is local.
Mhm.
This is Pakka local. This is international. International, you should have the address. Are you going to America, Australia, or London? You don't have that. For international, you have address. For local, I am from Vizag. For me, I don't need. This is my local driver. I don't need to mention. Somebody said, go to your home. Will you ask the postcode of the home? Alright? Because home is home. It's my own home. I know where to go. But if you ask him, please go somewhere, then he'll ask the postcode. So like that, this local means local. If you want to go somewhere else, then they're asking the hub URL. This hub URL may be Selenium Grid. If your company can bear the money. No, if they don't want to take the headache, then that Selenium Grid will become Sauce Labs. That's it.
So
That's
in our company, what we are using, Selenium Grid or
Sauce Labs. Okay, that's a good question, but we are using Sauce Labs because we don't need to do that. Okay, because our company is poor company. Okay, so now you understand hooks, right? So you have to. I'm telling you how to spend time, guys. This is very, very, very technical. So if you understand once your project, then you can do anything in the world. Okay. So now you can see that. So this is a driver. So now your driver is cooked and given back to somebody else. Cooked driver. This one is cooked. See, the color is also nice, right? Okay. After that, what happens? Then we are actually doing explicit wait. Sorry, implicit wait. Right? This one. No, here. Sorry. Okay. This is what implicit wait. This is maximize. What is the default implicit wait? 10 seconds.
Yes.
So what he is keeping here? What is that he is actually reading here?
Seconds.
So that time will come through so it is not hard coded here. It is given in some configurator. That configurator is nothing but your config file. Where is the config file?
explicit wait given 16 seconds.
See, this is what? Implicit is 2, explicit is 60 seconds. And page timeout. So these values are coming through your configuration. Okay, not hard coded. If you hard code it, that's it. Your framework is no use. Okay? So it's getting from somewhere. Okay? That's it. That is your setup. I mean, still I think you have something else. Yeah. That is your setup. That is your before. Right? Can you see after here? After Chrome, right?
Yes.
So see, they're not writing all the code at one place. They're putting in function. So this is a function here called tear down. So here see, this tear down. Now what tear down will do? Tell me. After will do? Before we'll open a browser, but what after will do?
Close the window.
And
Take a
Screenshot.
yes, perfect. See here, what it is doing. Will it take screenshot for all the scenarios or only for failed?
Only failed.
Failed.
Yes. This is what is that condition. Scenario is failed. Then it will do. If you remove this, if true, if you put like this, I'm an idiot, I did not do this, but if I do this, then for every scenario it will take screenshot. If I do this, so scenario object will give the result at runtime, whether scenario is passed or not. Okay, it's very, very technical. Okay. So now how to take a screenshot? Very simple. Very simple. There's a beautiful method for me. Somebody said Bhavin, I think. I don't know where he is, but he's good. The method called take screenshot. That's it. Where that screenshot method is coming from? Driver. But we are creating some kind of some wrapper around it. But forgot about that. There is a method called take screenshot. That's it. That screenshot will come. And then what is the name of the screenshot? The name of the screenshot will nothing but it is the name of the scenario. Title of the scenario will be your name of the file. Okay. Do you know how to put HTML reports? HTML, right? This one. You need to give the file name, right? Okay, there's no HTML. I'm just putting it. Okay. However, okay, so I can add HTML, right? So what I will do is forget about the reports for now. Just run the test again. Running is not a big thing, guys. You need to understand. Running, everybody will do. Click on button, everybody will do. Okay, now it will generate a report. Don't worry. Okay, so now where are we? We are in hooks, right? So we understand it is just we had seen it. Don't worry about the execution. So we had seen it taking a screenshot, right?
Yes.
Perfect. However, what else it is supposed to do?
Quit.
It should close the browser, right?
Yeah.
What is command to close the browser?
Quit or close?
Quit or close? Which one is better one?
Quit. Close the one that is open. Close, yeah. Quit will be only that particular browser. Which is open.
Okay. If you got the quality, that's fine. That's it. Okay, so this is your tear down and this is the hooks. Okay. Now in this framework, your framework have before this is what you have never seen this. That's what I have shown you. So this is the hooks concept which you have never seen. I am showing you today. I shown you. So what hooks that we are using here? Before and after. Before is open browser. Okay, using a browser factory. I'm repeating again and again and again. Third time I'm repeating today. Okay, so that you remember seriously. So it will you will have a hooks. So before even reading your picture file, going to execution the step definitions, you will have the hooks will come into picture where you will have before and after. Where in before it will open the browser, and to open the browser it will take the input of what browser. Right now the input that my company is using is we are using config dot properties, right? From there it is coming what is the browser. Okay, so that is what you can see, right? So where is the browser name? It is coming from config. Browser is equal to this is what. Okay. However, in the code point of view, this is nothing but there is so always go here. Where is the Chrome? Here, right? Set up driver. So here like this, it is going here. So it is reading the browser name there. Okay. So by this time we know it is browser, so it is coming here. So it will read the browser name from the config. Then we run it. Then what happens once it is going to browser factory? Browser factory is open to ideas. The browser factory will take two things: your browser name and your URL. If it is a grid or local, it is a local, then we will use Chrome driver. If it is a grid, means we use remote webhook driver. Understood, right?
Yes.
So hooks will call your browser factory, where through the browser factory will read the properties from config.properties, which includes your browser name and it is local or remote. Okay, so it will read whether it is local or remote. If it is local, it will use the Chrome driver. If it is remote, it will use the remote web driver. and then cook the object, the driver object, and give it back to the hooks, so that the hooks will distribute that towards the whole project. Okay, so it will give the object back. Otherwise, what it will do with that? Okay, so now hooks before will do that. Then what happens? It will go to step definitions. Step definition will go to page object model. It will use the actions which we use the locators in place, and then it will perform the actions. Once the action is performed, finally for every then condition, we will have an assertion. So this action will give a yes or no. So based on that, assertions will decide whether the test is passed or not. Okay. So it will go to step definitions, page object model, and then it will page object model will actually perform the work for you and come back with a result. That result we will assert. Like that we will do. Finally, once the scenario is finished, finally what happens? Again hooks will come into picture. To do what? The tool will come into picture to do important things. Close browser.
After.
Yes, I'm telling. Okay, yeah, after.
And then screenshot.
After we'll close the browser, take the screenshot, close the browser. Please take the screenshot, close the browser. Take the screenshot, close the browser. That's it. That's it. And because that screenshot will be given the report, who is taking the reports? Who is collecting the reports there? Who is collecting it? No. Who is collecting it? Test engine is collecting, yes. Your test engine is collecting the whole report, this one. This is all collected by, so test engine will collect all the report and make a big report and send it to you. So this is where the report comes. So test engine is collecting it. So don't think that I take a screenshot, what happened to the screenshot? You don't need to worry about it. Somebody else will take care of it. That is called framework. So you need to have lot of people doing different works. It's like organization, people are doing security work, everybody will have, so that is what having a framework. In a company, why, what is a framework means? If we have for everything, somebody is doing the work. No sir, I don't want framework, then you are self-employed, one person. You do everything, you can do, I can write whole thing in one class also. But that is not a framework. That is nothing, that is not a framework. I can write all the code in one line and say, okay, do it. But that's not a framework. Framework is they will expand everything. Test engine is there, hooks are there, browser factory is doing it work, hooks is doing it work, page object wood is doing. In that you also got page factory also. It is doing its own work. So multiple things doing multiple work, and at the end of the day we are happy. Okay. So coming to this, the final bit for today is nothing but page object model. In this page object model, this will come in a little bit later stage. However, in your feature files, you also know that we have data tables and you have examples, right?
Yeah.
So this is also this is the part of your feature files. The complete hierarchy in feature files will take care of that. Step definitions don't know whether it is example or non-example. This is what a Cucumber is coming into picture, where it will take care about examples and data tables. So again the question, tell me your framework. Yes, my framework is nothing but we got lot of regulation pack written in the feature files. That particular feature files are segregated into modules. Every module will have one runner class and one step definition class. Every runner class is an input for a testng XML file. We put all the required runner class files into testng.xml. And we will keep it there. So testng XML will help us to do parallel browser and sequence execution. So we will run the testng. Whenever we run the testng file, it will run the multiple modules. However, whenever the module runner is kicked off, that particular runner file will have Cucumber configurations in that. Okay? Shall I tell again step by step, or is it okay? Okay, right? So yes. So coming to that, you will have coming to that hierarchy, you will have your runner file. So that runner file will have Cucumber config. Right? That config is this configuration. So it will come to the runner file. Runner file will have your config. Okay, what scenarios to run, what not to run. So once that come into picture, then the actual execution starts. Once the actual execution starts, first thing it will go is Cucumber hooks. Do all the work, come back Come to feature files, do all the work. If you know what is test data, what scenarios to run, when whether this data table or whatever it is, then coming to step definitions. Then go to page object model. In page object model, we use page factory. Okay, and then do the actions to load the. However, this page object model also have an hierarchy where we have base page, right? You know, right?
Yes.
Base page. Okay, we also got base page. However, we also got utilities. Okay, if you want something reusable, example, you want to select a drop down. So there are a lot of utilities which I will show you. Okay, so that, see that. So when I'm going to the actual execution, where we got your step definitions, example step definitions, you can see that this step definition that we are using here have a page object. This page object is have a page base, which is nothing but your base page, which is very important for every class file. Okay. However, we got these methods, beautiful methods. Every beautiful method that we're talking about here is, so we got everything in this. Okay, so here everything is in page object model. Example here we got page objects. So example we got home page object. We have all the locators as well as we have all the elements. Okay. However, we may have some time, example, we want to wait for web element. This is the typical utility. Okay. So what it is doing, where it is coming from? It is going to the super class. Okay, inheritance. So it is actually doing the few reusable components here. Okay. Also, we have few reusable components, something like get random and all these things that we did in the class. Okay. So like this, all the reusable components will go into the super class base space. Okay. Base space. Yeah. Okay. So it's remaining all are web development methods only. So maximum we'll use web development methods and our own reusable. However, there's some places where we have to use something explicit methods like this, which is nothing but, again you can see that this is again helpers. So sometimes we use helpers. Example, you want to drop down. So instead of using 100 times drop down, select object, what we did, we created a method called drop down, and directly we use the methods. Example like select by visible text, everything we have written our own utilities. Okay. So the page objects is page objects will use super classes, page object will use utilities, page object will use internal functions and locators, and finally it will achieve your target. So tell again. So your page object. So what the page objects will do? Page objects will have locators, will have methods. And these methods, what these methods will do, it will use locators. It will use not only that, it also uses superclass methods. It will use superclass methods. It will use utility methods. Sometimes it may use other page objects also. Other page object. Okay, so it uses locators. Write down locators, superclass methods. What your page object will have? It will have locators, superclass methods, utilities. Utilities are called helpers. Okay, helpers and other page objects. Helpers and other page objects. What are helpers? Helpers are a lot of helpers. We can have Selenium helpers. We got Java helpers. We got Wait helpers. Like that. Example, Selenium helpers. For an example, drop down. Selenium helpers, for an example, drop down. Java helpers, for example, thread.sleep. Wait helpers, for an example, explicit dot wait, and also string functions. I forgot. String helpers, like string comparison. String comparison, string helpers also we will have. Okay. Here I am telling every page object will have locators, superclasses, utilities, which helpers and other page objects. However, helpers, you have different kind of helpers. That we are, everything is there. Selenium helpers, Java specific helpers, wait means web, like synchronized and explicit wait helpers, as well as string helpers. Okay. So that's the reason why whatever you see here, a lot of helpers here, buttons, checkboxes, you know what are there? So they are writing a helper for checkbox, simple. Means on it itself uses Selenium only, but on top of Selenium they are writing some code. That's it. See, Selenium element dot is selected. Element is a web element. They are all web elements. So Selenium code only. On Selenium code they are writing something. Okay.